What's up, everybody? This is Aquarius Roberts here on the Peace Dealer channel, giving you your weekly tarot forecast for July 4th through the 11th. I'm sorry, guys, I'm a little late on this, but I've actually been under the weather. And yes, I am saging right now because I do want this to be pure. I want my cards to be pure. So I hope you guys are having a good week so far. Obviously, I'm under the weather, so hopefully I have a good boat that I can ride on so I can heal. Please, I wish for your blessings for healing. So the sun is in Cancer right now, moon is in Pisces, Mercury is in Leo, Venus is in Leo, Mars is in Aquarius, Jupiter is in Scorpio, Saturn is in a Capricorn, Uranus is in Taurus, Neptune is in Pisces, Pluto is in Capricorn, Chiron is in Aries, healing everybody of their childhood wounds right now. So right now is a pretty interesting time because sun is in Cancer. So Cancer is the heart sign. Cancer rules the heart chakra, right? So this becomes a very emotional time right now and a deep time for everybody to get in touch with themselves, to find out where love is within themselves, where understanding is. Moon is in Pisces, and Pisces for the next 2 days, moon is in Pisces. So Pisces is more about dreaming. So it's like Cancer is about the heart, right? Getting into your feelings and getting in touch with who you are as an individual, where Pisces is about that compassion towards yourself, being okay with the decisions that you've made that are on your heart, being cool with the things that are going on right now. You know what I mean? And not being so hard on yourself, but allowing yourself to process your emotions freely without hindering yourself from the understanding or from the criticizing yourself. You know what I mean? And so Mercury is actually retrograde now for the next week on. And so Mercury is retrograde in Leo, the most creative sign. So Mercury retrograde in Leo is about thinking about how you've been putting in work. And it's funny, Leo is about the family also. Leos are very family oriented, or should I say, if they're not family oriented, they're kind of always throwing the family events together. They're always trying to keep everybody together, sun, moon, and rising, whoever you are. And so, you know, family is important. They get real prideful over the people that they care about. Let's put it like that. So here is about Mercury and Leo is like how you've expressed yourself to others and yourself, and how you've wounded yourself, and how you can get yourself back together, how you can forgive the past and things that of how you've expressed yourself emotionally. And if you've been a person who is not really self-assertive, let's put it like that, you're going to start thinking about those things. Why am I not speaking out more? Why am I not telling people my dreams or how I feel about things anymore? You know what I mean? These things come to the forefront. Okay, so Venus is in Leo also, coupled with Mercury in Leo. So Venus is about your wants and desires. Okay, so how do you want to react to the things that are going on in your environment? How do you want to react to these creative ideas that you have? How do you want to react in expressing your love to somebody else? You know what I mean? How do you want to express to somebody else? What does that have to do with your power and sexuality? You know what I mean? Because Leo is a very powerful sign for me. And they're the pride of the jungle. They're the pride of the pack. They watch over everybody, right? So it's how I've been dealing with my kingdom. How have, you know, 'cause sometimes we make decisions in life and like we're not really satisfied with the decisions we made, and you always want to be like, I wish I could go back and change that, but you can't go back and change anything. The only thing you can do is let go. Forgive, forget, let go. And even if you don't forget, put it in its proper place, because I know you know, us water signs, I'm a Scorpio sun, you know what I mean? Like us water signs like to hold on to things, you know, and remember and kind of live with that, you know. So I almost think like even if you're that type of person that doesn't know how to let go of something, at least allow it to compartmentalize it into its proper place so that you can deal with it, right? And so it doesn't be a problem to you in communication. You know, you're communicating with somebody and then you get defensive with them. You're like, oh my God, you're trying to hurt me, so I'm going to attack you. You know what I mean? And it's like, maybe that might have been the old way things were okay, but now that's not okay. It's not okay to react to situations the way that you might have, because Leo is very prideful. And so our communication is retrograde there. And so it's about how you're putting your pride out, what you get pridistic about. What is it that you want? What is it that you want out of your love life, out of yourself, out of the people around you, your environment? How can you make things better, right? Jupiter is in Scorpio retrograde. Uh, Jupiter is in Scorpio retrograde, retrograded all the way back. So right now, especially for our Scorpios, we're thinking about, you know what I mean? What you've learned from, right? What mistakes you've made, because Sagittarius is an experiencing sign, right? So it's like, what do you get from your experiences that you've been through, right? How can you emotionally mature? Jupiter Scorpio is all about overcoming. I mean, if you simplify Scorpio, Scorpios are the overcomers. We're the ones that, you know, everybody leaves in the dirt, in the dust, and then we come back and we overcome. You know, there's no give up in us. You know, there's no signs of giving up. If we give up, it's our choice, never anybody else's. Right? And so Jupiter and Scorpio, Jupiter, the philosopher, the giving you the experience, right? And luck and creativity, right? And jovialness, being considerate and compassionate to yourself, right? You're starting to think. So for me, it's like almost the King of Cups reverse, thinking about how you're dealing with things, you know what I mean? And where you went wrong and how can you forgive yourself and how can you see things in a different light? What did you learn from it? Are you going to make these mistakes again? No, I'm not going to make these mistakes again. So if I'm not going to make these mistakes again, how can I use what I've been through to better off my situation for the future? Right? So that's what I feel like. There's a bunch of that going on. Saturn is also retrograde in Capricorn right now. So Saturn retrograde in Capricorn is grounding, right? Authenticating, giving you more integrity within yourself. Saturn's at home here, but it's retrograde. So it's more inwardly taken than outwardly. So this is like the devil reversed, right? The devil reverse is breaking free, liberating yourself from the bondage that you have captive. So if you have commitments within your life that you're dealing with right now, or people that you're committed to that are not effective in your situation or helpful, or, you know, giving some type of respite or rest to you, you know, you're going to start questioning those people. You're going to start questioning what your commitments are, your commitments to your creativities, because remember, Venus and Mercury are both in Leo, giving off this understanding basically of creativity, right? Love and understanding of creativity. Okay, so then Saturn and Scorpio is bringing that to realization, giving you integrity in the things that are important to you creatively, emotionally, physically. You know what I mean? This is also Mercury and Leo actually is good for communicating career ideas. You know what I mean? Because the fifth house for me, Leo, is about the house of starting businesses. Leo is the spark. You know what I mean? Leo is Leo is the spark. So the spark that nice, but it doesn't stay lit. I think that's more Sagittarius that stays lit. You know what I mean? But Leo is the creative fire energy, right? So it's right now, it's just the time about looking at your creative spheres, things that are important to you. What do you want out of creativity? What do you want from your children? Because Leo is all about children too. And so I'm putting the emphasis on Leo because that's where Mercury is right now. And that's our mind. This is our establishment of thinking, right? So these are those short-term romances and things like that you come up with. Oh, remember such and such I used to mess with back in the day? You know what I mean? These are the things that you thinking of right now. I remember that I used to be like this. You know, I remember I used to be the flyest thing around, man. Girls love me. Woo! You know what I mean? And you start thinking about those creative aspects that you used to be about, or how you were using your mind, or, you know, creatively using your mind. And how is this manifesting now in the physical when Saturn's in Capricorn? How is this manifesting in the physical? So it's like rerouted work going on right now this week, right? So, excuse me, I'm a little rough too. Ooh. But anyways, so let us start this tarot. All right, so your first card is the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands showing up right now. And the first is battles, competitions between other people, right? And figuring out your position, wanting to know where you stand out with somebody, wanting to know where you stand out in a situation. You know what I mean? Whether it's work, home, or love, kind of gratifying. But this is a Wands card, so it's fire energy. So I almost feel like this deals with that, like I was talking about that Mercury and Venus in Leo right now. It's like that, you know, competitive. Leo is very competitive. So this is a fire card. So it's like that competition that you may have with yourself to prove to others what you can do, or others accepting what you can do. Others seeing you for who you are or what you want to accomplish, kind of gratifying yourself as your own king or queen, you know, of yourself, and letting people know who you are and how you communicate that to other people. Are you being too rational? You know, are you not being too creative, or are you not talking loud enough? Are you talking too loud? It's about balancing out these aspects within yourself, because Mercury is all about formulating. So it's trying new things out and incorporating and seeing what you can get out of a situation for the betterment of your future and the people around you. So as a collective consciousness, we're all on this show and prove, show and stake money. Show me the money kind of attitude. You know what I mean? Show me what you got. Let me see the proof and the details. Saturn and Capricorn, authenticating. Let it be real, please. So in the second position, we have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is about creative fire, and there's another wand card. So this is in a manifestation field section. So this is about manifesting your ideas into reality, right? Becoming the significant self. You know what I mean? So this week is time to start authenticating your creative ideas and what you want to do, and making them heard, known. It's like the Seven of Wands, you know, fighting for what you believe in and not letting people back you off a cliff, or you just letting go for somebody else. Temperance is in the third position. And so temperance is all about balancing your inner self, as I was speaking about these aspects. So balancing, the root of the situation is that you're trying to balance your inner self out. So you're trying to find more creative ways to deal with you and the others around you, instead of like snapping, because we've come out of some very serious energy, right? And it's been very tough. And matter of fact, we're in serious energy still, but we're trying to come out of it, right? And so these effects of these retrogrades are making us think back, like it's time to let go of the past. These things are no longer important anymore, and they have no value to you anymore. So the way you got to act now in this new life, in this new situation, can't be the way that it was you were acting before. In the past, boom, we have the World card in the past. So the World card in the past says you've come to a completion. You've come to a completion in the past. And so now, as I put it, with the Five of Wands being the center of the situation, for that to be, you want to feel complete with yourself. It's time to complete with yourself and your situation, but also coming out of a phase. Some of you will come out of a phase. We've all actually come out of a phase, whether it was relationship, work, or something, or a way of thinking. But for right now, I really feel it's very important on the mannerisms that we're thinking that comes into effect here. Like, how are you being creative with your anger? How are you being creative with what you do? You know what I mean? Like, how are you being creative, you know, about your, like, even your anger? Your anger is very important. If you just, you know, Leo, the sign of Leo could be very prideful. So when they get mad about something, they're tearing people down and not really thinking about anybody's feelings involved. They're just letting them know how they feel. This is my truth. I don't care how you feel. Boom, take it. Well, now it's about being creative about that. You can't just forcefully fight people or tell people what to do, you know what I mean? And be rude to them. You have to be creative about it. You know what I mean? Like, instead of telling somebody they ugly or whatever the case may be, don't say nothing at all. Mind your business. You know what I mean? It's just learning. I don't always have to say something about something. I don't always have to be prideful about how I feel. I don't always have to cut people down, or I don't always have to be fighting for my beliefs to get them across. You know, it's just finding those creative ways to get those things accomplished without the typical way that you would do it. So in the mental, we have the Eight of Cups. Interesting. The Eight of Cups in the mental for me is like emotionally growing. A situation is no longer comfortable for you. And so now you're thinking of growing. Now you're like, how can I grow more from the situation? Because this crescent moon in here stands for new beginnings, right? So it's leaving something behind that's already stable to jump into a new beginning for your life. A new beginning for your life, for yourself, and what you want to accomplish, right? And so I see us mentally kind of moving away from the way we always have been. That's how I feel. Like, it's not no longer about how I've always been or what I've always known to be true. Now it's time for what else is out there. I've completed that phase now. How can I creatively move through this new phase that I'm about to jump into? In the sixth position, we have the Two of Swords here. So I feel like some people will be still fighting a bit, fighting with themselves a bit. You know what I mean? Coming here this week, still fighting with themselves. Like, I don't really want to make that decision right now, so I'm going to leave it off. You know what I mean? Leave it off for later, or I ain't got to deal with it right now. You know what I mean? But I do see some resolution happening, because the Two of Swords coming up in the sixth position, 2, 6, 8, working. 8 is the number of working. So working on something to cause manifestation to happen. 8 is the number of money, manifestation. So it's like, I got to let this go. It's not going to work for me. I don't even want to deal with it right now. I'll get to it later, but let's focus on this. Let's focus on what will manifest right now. I'll deal with those emotions as I go, right? And so in the self position, we have the Lovers in the self position. So people are trying to come together in love and understanding, which is funny because the Lovers rules Mercury, right? Mercury rules the Lovers. So Mercury has to deal with communication with others. So the Lovers has to deal with how you communicate with others and how you are accepting others into your life, like how you're making things happen for the betterment of people around you. Like I said, how you're communicating. What are you getting prideful over? How are you making things happen? You know what I mean? It's like these questions are coming to mind now because you want to move forward and have better relationships with others. We want to integrate. I'm telling you, we're not going to stay selfish as a community, as a life, as a people, because we have to integrate with other universes. We'll talk about all that later. But in the bigger scheme of things, the chess table is a lot bigger than the pawns. Ooh, sit on that one. So the self-lovers in the self position is me looking, saying, bringing those opposite parts together so that we are not in default. We're not confused about how we feel within ourselves. You know what I mean? And coming together in unification to be able to express your love to others in a more better way. Also in the self position, a lot of people have gotten together that probably are soulmates. Soulmate teams have come together. So if you met somebody within the last almost year or something like that, be planning to stick with them for a while, because y'all guys have some lessons to learn as y'all are growing and coming forward, because the Lover's card is the soulmate card. You know what I mean? But also it's about options, having options, creative options to be able to formulate and work things out, because love is important to all of us. This is the thing that unifies us as a people, right? And so, bam, your environment is the Six of Wands. So I like the Six of Wands in the environment because it's basically saying that victory is ours. Things will work out. We will overcome the oppression that we're feeling right now, right? But it's just there's some rules. There's some rules to this. There's some rules to this shit. Excuse me, I'm just honest. There's some rules to this shit. There's some levels. There's some intros and some epilogues, and the first page you got to read, and you can't just get to the end of the book. It's a journey here, right? And so this process is slow steps being taken. Victory is yours. Next card is Judgment in the heart position. Judgment in the heart position. I've been talking about what judgment is, the higher calling, right? It's higher calling, it's forgiveness, it's stepping into a new phase. So we got two cards in here talking about a new phase, right? A new phase, but you have to balance yourself out first. So this new phase right here, look, ending of a phase, complete, feeling complete. So a phase has ended, but you're complete. So you're stepping into a new phase. And then Judgment in the heart position, stepping into a new phase, forgiving people, starting to forgive people, starting to see life in a different way. Judgment is ruled by Pluto. So this is in the heart position of all of us. So we're going through a change. A phase is ending. Maybe we're coming out of 3D into 5D. You know what I mean? We don't know, but that's how the universe works. We have change and we can't stay the same. And you know, we're coming into the age of we are actually in the age of information. But now, how do you adjust? You got people that still want to rock CD players. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man, we're streaming now. This is what we doing. We're streaming. I don't want to use these electric wireless pots. I'm used to cooking on the stove. It's time to convert because all that stuff is going to be gone soon. It's going to be gone soon. So it's time to think new. You know what I mean? So the phases are getting, but it hurts. Oh, it hurts so bad. And I understand because change hurts. Turning into a butterfly from a cocoon, I know it ain't easy. I know it ain't easy. You got to get off and all that other. Get off me. Get away from me. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's so much. So I am. So your last card, I know, guys, I'm a total goof off, but I love what I do. And that's why it's so fun. The Nine of Wands. So this card is the weary card, right? This is the card of having fought some battles and you've learned from them, but you're a bit weary. So as I was speaking about change, so this week is all about emotional change and psychological change, right? It's the psychological change of the past, present, and future, right? We're headed into the future. Things are going to be different, especially as next 7 to 8 years. They're going to be very, very unique and very big. And I'll probably do a video on what I see for the next 7 years, but there is going to be some very big, major changes going on, especially around 2021, 22, 23, around that time, maybe even 20. I want to go further, maybe 25, because it's going to slowly all come in. Uranus is in Taurus in the financial realm, And so Uranus and Taurus is like making that shake up in things we call, nurturing, what we call nurturing, or what we use every day that we call nurturing or value. And so there will be some gratifying changes in the real estate industry. There will be some gratifying changes in the financial industry. We already are starting to see new different ways of finances coming. You know what I mean? Bitcoin and certain things like that. I think Akon is starting his own financial finances, I guess to say, or his own money, his own currency, cryptocurrency, or if it ain't cryptocurrency, don't, for your specifics out there, he's making a new currency basically. So everybody's starting to think of alternatives because the dollar is starting to lose its value. And so therefore they want to do away with that and do something new. We'll talk more about that later. But the Nine of Wands in the last position is basically telling me it's like the engine that could, but it made it, but it, by the time I get over this hill, I'm out of gas, I'm tired, I need to recover. So I just see a lot of recovering going on this week, you know what I mean? And just coming out, it was like last week, it was like, I see. And now it's, all right, how do I deal? You know what I mean? And so we're in the middle of this, how do I deal? How do I deal? But this will be going on for some time. So, what I'm seeing so far here is just a transition going on. There's a major transition going on in everybody's life right now. And this is going to be going on for a while we got all these planets in retrograde, you know what I mean, trying to mess with our souls a little bit. But this is for our growth and our just ultimate being, you know what I mean? We're made for survival. And so do you think that technology and all that is going to upgrade and we're not going to upgrade as a society? I bet so. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And I shall see you next week. Boom!